council meeting is September 9th, 2013. Mr. Spangler, would you please call the roll?
Allen. Dixon.
Here.
Gibbons.
Here.
Hannon.
Present.
Harrison.
Present.
McLean.
Here.
Mowry.
Here.
O'Brien.
Present.
Pate.
Here.
8
We have 8 members present. Can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I have one chair announcement. Executive session of council was conducted on September 9th, 2013, before we came out this evening, on police personnel and legal matters. At this time, I'd like to turn to the reports of the officials in our library director's report.
Good evening. My name is Christine. I'm the director of Your Public Library, where we provide services to inform, inspire, and enrich the community. Just have a few things this evening. One that we're very excited about is the library, your library, Bethel Park Library, is the first to have access to Gym America, which is a digital resource that provides personalized online nutrition, fitness, and exercise programs. And this Gym America was selected by Forbes magazine as Best of the Web for 9 consecutive years. So all you have to do is come in and create an account at the library, and once you have your account created, you can access it from any computer or download the mobile app to your smartphone or tablet device. There's different, you can choose different kinds of diet plans. So they have a points plan, they have a low carb, high protein plan, they have a glycemic plan. There's 18 plans available. Also, in the children's department, all our fall clubs are starting. So we have clubs for students in kindergarten through 5th grade. Writing club, we have Rainbow Loom Club, which is very popular, particularly with the young girls. Lego club, we have a drama club, science clubs going on Monday nights. And we ask that you call to register. They are filling quickly, so if you would like to participate, please stop in soon. We have Teen Zone that's starting up again this month in September. It's a monthly time for teens in 7th and 8th grade only to come to the library, and there's some activities, or you can just hang out. The first session will be on Friday the 13th from 3 to 5 p.m., and of course the theme would be superstition since it is Friday the 13th. And just a reminder that September is National Library Card Sign-Up Month, so it's a good time to come in and get your card so you can access all of our free resources. And fundraising, we had a good summer. We had fundraisers with Brewster's and Rita's Italian Ice. And for fall, we are selling entertainment books for $25 a piece. They are available at the library. And just a reminder that on Saturday, October 26th, we will have our annual fall vendor and craft fair. So if you want information on these or many of the other programs and services that we offer, you can visit the library's website at bethelparklibrary.org. That is all.
Any questions? Thank you very much. If we could turn to the police chief's report, and Chief Mackey.
Good evening, everyone. I actually have a few announcements this evening, so I'll try to get through them relatively quickly. The next Crime Watch meeting is on Monday, September 16th at 6:30 p.m. Of course, that is at the Bethel Park Community Center. I also wanted to let everyone know that the first annual Crime Watch Crime Prevention Recognition Dinner will be on Saturday, October 19th. That will also be at the Community Center. The cost is $15. You can pick up tickets either at the Police Records Room or at one of the Crime Watch meetings. At the dinner, they're going to recognize all of the police officers over the years that have served in the capacity as Crime Watch or Crime Prevention Officer, dating back to Officer John Scherbondy, who will actually have a family member attending so that Officer Scherbondy can be recognized. He was the first, again, and is credited with starting Crime Watch in Bethel Park several years ago. I'm sorry, I don't know how long ago it's been, but it's been well over 20 years. The department is also accepting applications for the 2014 Citizens Police Academy. The academy starts on Wednesday, January 15th, 2014. Once again, that's a 12-week program, and we bring in experts in the field of law and law enforcement to act as guest instructors. The Academy has been extremely successful the last couple years, to the point where we had to actually cut off applications at 50. So we would encourage you, if you're interested in signing up for the program, please let us know as soon as possible. You can call Officer Rigatti at 412-831-6800, extension 104. You can call the police records office, and we will make sure that you get an application. The police department will once again participate in the Drug Enforcement Administration sponsored drug take-back program. That is going to be on Saturday, October 26th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Once again, we have two locations, at the Bethel Park Community Center and also at the Highmark Direct Building, which is at 1775 North Highland Road. Once again, you can bring your unused, unwanted, expired medication in pill form only. We cannot accept liquids and we cannot accept needles. We recommend that you put your pills in a plastic baggie, so some people feel funny about turning over prescription bottles that have their name. That's okay if you do. That stuff all gets destroyed. But if you feel a little bit funny about that, please just take them out of your pill containers and put them in a plastic baggie. One of the things I forgot to mention last month was the start of the school year, which of course has started. So we just wanted to remind people that there are children out in the neighborhoods, they're standing at the bus stops, some of them are walking to and from school. Please be very cognizant of the speed limit in school zones, which is 15 miles an hour, and that usually occurs 3 times a day at least. When school starts in the morning, when school ends, but also at lunchtime and recess times. All the school zones are clearly marked with beginning and end. We have ping pong lights that warn you that the speed limit is 15 miles an hour. Speeding in a school zone is a major violation, so you could save yourself a lot of money, a lot of points, and a lot of headaches. So please, 15 miles an hour in the school zones. The police department recently has come into possession of a number of bicycles that were found in the community. We believe those bicycles were stolen and at some point just dropped off. Somebody will call and let us know. We pick them up. We hang on to them for a while, hoping that we will hear from the owners. So if anybody has a lost or stolen bicycle, please reach out to us. Like I said, we have a couple in our possession. You can call Detective Paganico, and he is at 412-831-6800, extension 413. If we don't find the owners of the bicycles, they will be donated to SHIM, and they will be turned over to some children that could use a bicycle. Finally, I'd like to brag about something, and I won't get as much pleasure because I don't see the fire department here.
It's probably connected.
We had the second annual police versus fire department softball game at Community Day. Obviously, you know who won because I said I wanted to brag about it. Just a little side note, somebody bragged last month that they were going to be a ringer for the fire department, and I understand that he was actually thrown out of the game before the game even started. Not going to mention any names, Mr. O'Brien, but...
Off the premises.
Off the premises. He had to watch from Church Road. But the final score was the police department 24 and the fire department 12. Good time was had by all. It's always a great time to have fun with the other emergency services. Maybe we could even get the EMS involved in some of these activities, and then we'll really have something to brag about. But anyhow, that is my report for this month.
There was a rumor that if the Ringer did play, you might have to get EMS involved. Okay, thank you very much, Chief. At this time, the Fire Chief's report. I see nobody here this evening. We'll go to the Mayor's report. And Mayor Morton.
I'm going to ask you to stay up here a minute, if you would, Chief. Is this on? We're going to do this up front because of the chief bringing it up, and I have the trophies for the people who are participating in this, the police department and the fire department. They each get a trophy. This one obviously is for the winner. As you can see, it's very classic. It's a ball player. It looks like he might have played back in the 1800s. Doesn't matter. We congratulate you for upholding the standards that you've had to pass. So that why they keep coming up here and playing you is beyond me. But here's your trophy, Chief. Congratulations. Hope you can do it again next year. Now, because of, I was hopeful that the other team would be here, but they too get a trophy. And if you look at it carefully, it's only the back end of a horse. And the rule is that most of these trophies are to be hung in a place that a lot of people can see, and I'm sure that the firemen will put this in the bathroom.
I'm sorry, but I have to, Chief Gerber, if you're out there watching, I had nothing to do with that trophy. Honest, I didn't.
They're not going to come next month.
I didn't either, Chief. But your trophy's here, we'll get it to you.
That's what
Imagine
happens
that
when you miss the
being
meeting.
called. Yes, speaking of Community Day. Speaking of Community Day, the Community Day, of course, was a very successful. Thanks to a very pleasant day. It was well attended, and I would like to recognize the rec team again this year, the Recreation Department, for doing a great job. And of course, we all know that Chuck Stover is their leader down there, and he does a great job anyway. So another good Community Day, and we're happy about that. The only other thing I have, Mr. Chairman, are the birthdays, and we only have a half a dozen or so here. Beatrice Amy is going to be 92 this month. Happy birthday to her. Anna Fisher will be 93. Happy birthday. Henrietta Johnston and Albert Borchik will be 94 this month. Eileen Ursini is turning 95, and Helen Coet is turning 96. So happy birthday to all those seniors. And that's all I have tonight, Mr. Chairman. Are you leaving?
No, we have something for you, Mayor.
Oh.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mayor. Happy birthday to you.
It's a little premature.
But
Not much. Say he's not a member of his own club.
But I will be in 10 years.
I wish you a very happy birthday. A little early.
That is so nice of you. So nice.
Kathy made it.
Any other day now, I get a cake.
Yeah, don't get used to that.
I won't. Believe me, I won't.
Thank you very much and happy birthday.
Kathy.
Okay, if we could turn to the agenda and approval of the minutes. Mr. Hannon.
I move that we approve the regular council meeting minutes of August 12th, 2013.
Second.
There's a motion, a second. We approve the regular council meeting minutes of August 12th, 2013. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagno, would you please call the roll?
Dixon, Yes. Givens.
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Maury.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Pape.
Motion passes 8-0. At this time, I'd like to turn to the approval of the bills and payrolls. And Mr. Hannon?
Move that we approve the bills and payrolls for the municipality per bill list number 090913 in the amount of $664,252.26.
Second.
There's a motion and a second that we approve the bills and payrolls for the municipality per bill list number 090913 in the amount of $664,252.26. Any discussion on this item? Mr. Spagna, would you please call the roll?
Givens.
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Maury.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Pape. Dixon.
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0. At this time, I'd like to turn to the resident comment section for non-agenda items. If you'd like to come up to the microphone and state your name and address for the record. Hearing none, can we turn to general policy and finance? And Mr. Hannon.
First item under GP&F is approval of a retirement. I move that we approve the drop pension retirement election of police officer Thomas Regatti with an effective date of September 1st, 2013, in accordance with Ordinance 0810-09.
Second.
There's a motion and a second that we approve a drop pension retirement election of police officer Thomas Regatti with an effective date of September 1st, 2013, in accordance with the Ordinance 8-10-09. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagna, would you please call the roll?
Hannon.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Maury.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Pape. Dixon.
Yes.
Givens.
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0. Mr. Hannon.
Second item is a resolution on the purchasing policy. I move that we adopt a resolution to increase the threshold for a municipal purchase order from $100 to $1,000 effective October 1st, 2013.
Second.
There's a motion and a second that we adopt a resolution increasing the threshold for municipal purchase orders from $100 to $1,000 effective October 1st, 2013. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Spagna, would you please call the roll?
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Maury.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Pape. Dixon.
Yes.
Givens.
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes.
8-0.
Motion passes 8-0. Mr. Hannon.
Third is an ordinance for a sewage rate increase. I move that we approve an ordinance amending Section 55.2 of Ordinance Number 7-12-93A, which is the Bethel Park Code, establishing sewer rates.
Second.
There's a motion and a second that we approve the ordinance amending Section 55.2 of Ordinance Number 7-12-93A, Bethel Park Code, establishing sewer rates. I'll just talk real briefly about this, Mr. Hannon.
Okay.
Real quick, we got over the weekend, or I guess Friday week ago, we received a copy of the municipal budget. Good news, bad news. The municipal millage rate for the operations of the municipality will remain unchanged at 1.98, I believe. There will be the additional 0.34 mil that will be added to that. That'll be a dedicated tax strictly for the fire department. The budget also has a separate fund for the fire department. Well, we're going to collect it. We're going to distribute it. All the bills are going to be paid by the municipality. As we've talked over the last several months, we're in the process of doing a bond issue. We're in the process of developing an agreement with the fire department on hopefully to be executed prior to January 1st. And so the municipal operations will stay at the 1.98, but you will have the 0.34 mil increase. We had a budget meeting this evening before we came out. We made some adjustments to the budget. A lot of work was done by staff getting it to us, covering all the things that, you know, we expect as a municipal council and as a community to cover. On the downside, the sewage rate increases we have tonight is going up, and a lot of people ask me why, and primarily it's due to our commitment we have on projects and updating the sewer system. We're under consent order via Alcosan, via our sewage treatment plant, the EPA, and tied to all these projects we have in place over the next 10 or 15 years. Our revenues are declining. Our usage at the end of last year, we collected about $400,000 less than what we had projected. Through June of this year, we'd get a quarterly review from our finance director. Our collections year to date were down about 6%. So our expenses are flat or increasing slightly. Our revenues are down. We opted to do this effective November 1st. because if we waited till January, we weren't sure where we would be financially, if we'd have the amount of money we needed to pay our bills. But secondly, no increase is easy. This will minimize a little bit the increase of the rates to the ratepayers. We're increasing the base from $10 to $13, and we're also increasing the usage. The base we have not done in several years, but we need to kind of stabilize the revenues as the usage goes down. There could be many reasons. Could be the people in the community are conserving. Could be people aren't watering their grass or washing their cars. It's been an extremely wet summer, so our overall usage is down. So the thing we're voting on tonight is increasing rates. And like I said earlier, our budget process, there's a copy in the library, will continue, and we'll be scheduling a public hearing and potentially voting on the new municipal budget in November of 2013. Thank you.
Any additional comments from council? Mr. Harrison.
Yes. I serving my 40th year on this governing body, and I endeavored to live by the law to the best of my ability as I understood it, and also to serve the constituents, the people of Bethel Park, as best I can. Several years ago, the school district collected, if you opted not to pay your bill, your sewer bill, at one time, you could pay it in quarters, but they made it skip the month. They do October and then December and so on and so forth. Well, the school district decided to make it 4 months in a row. And I got many calls from people. We have a lot of, in my district, for instance, the old mining town, we have a lot of widows who have a pension that hadn't changed probably ever. Their husbands worked at the mine, that type thing. And their feeling was that they have this minimum money, but they try to put a little bit of money aside so they have money to give to maybe children or grandchildren, that type thing, over the holidays. Well, I created a stew about that, which I want to do on occasion. And the school district backed down. They went back to the every other month. Well, in this case, I'm going to make a claim that I just want to mention recently, I've had to contend with, I mentioned about being a law abutter, I had to contend with this governing body doing what I call trashing the Constitution of Bethel Park, which is a home rule charter, relying on what I call a Philadelphia lawyer ruling by our solicitor, Mr. McTiernan, to get the question on the ballot in May. And all that was caused by the ineptness of this governing body. All they had to do was take the action a month earlier, and we wouldn't have gone through that. Well, in this case, they're starting, the ordinance is presented, starts the collection of the additional fee in November. And we got the same situation we had with the school district, in my opinion. These people are concerned that now this few bucks they've been putting aside, they're going to end up having to dip into to pay additional sewer fees. And I hear what Mr. Murray says, but I don't think a couple months are going to kill us. So having given you the background about the concern of starting the increase in November, I make a motion that we amend the ordinance to delay the start of the collection 2 months. In other words, we started in January instead of November. Thank you.
There's a motion on the floor to amend the motion on the floor about the amendment of the sewer ordinance. Is there a second to the motion? Is there a second to the motion? Because there is no second, Mr. Harrison, your motion is thrown out. Any additional comments from council? Mr. Spagna, please read the roll.
McLean,
Yes.
Mowry,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Pape,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Gibson, Gibbons, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Hannon,
Yes.
Harrison,
No.
7-1.
Motion passes 7-1. Mr. Hannon.
We have no further agenda items under general policy and finance, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Hannon. Are there additional items? Hearing none, we turn to planning and zoning, Mr. Dixon.
Mr. President, we have no items under planning and zoning tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Dixon. Are there any additional items? Hearing none, can we turn to health, safety, and welfare? And Mr. McLean?
Mr. President, we have no agenda items this evening.
Thank you very much. Are there any additional items?
Mr. President, I have a couple of community
Mr. McLean.
interest announcements, just for the benefit of the public. First of all, we have the much anticipated and much announced common household chemical event being scheduled by Allegheny County at the Wave Pool parking lot on September 21st. We've mentioned this a couple of times, and I don't know what I'll say in October when this event is over because I won't be able to mention it anymore. But it's an opportunity for you to get rid of a number of those household chemicals that are around your house and are difficult to dispose of. It's at the Wave Pool. There is a charge of $2 a gallon, and they are taking cash only. Secondly, just wanted to mention that the Bethel Park Recreation Department is going to be sponsoring a town hall speaker series coming up beginning next Wednesday, September 18th. The speaker that evening will be Jim O'Brien, who is a sort of well-known Pittsburgh sports writer and author of many books about the Steelers, including The Chief, about Art Rooney. It's free admission. It'll be at the community center beginning at 6:30. And then in November, on November 20th, the speaker series will sponsor Dr. Cyril Wecht, who really needs no description or introduction. That'll begin at 7 o'clock. And with that, I have nothing further, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Mr. McLean. Are there any additional items? Hearing none, can we turn to Public Works and Maintenance and Mr. O'Brien?
Thank you, Mr. Murray. We have no items under Public Works and Maintenance tonight, although I have a few announcements.
Mr. O'Brien.
This month is Air Force Month in the Veterans Memorial. You'll notice that all the flags are flying in honor of the Air Force's birthday, except for one. Many of us have traveled around the community the last month, and the comments about our friend Rob Wida were amazing from the people of this town, and they're still healing. So the Veterans Memorial Committee is going to leave the Navy flag on Rob's name up to the end of next month, which will be the Navy's birthday. So the Navy flag will fly for the next 2 months over Rob's name, and just to let our community heal from this tremendous loss to our community. Also, too, if you walk through the memorial, you'll see the pavers beneath the stones, and they become very difficult because they were done in 1999 and the paint comes off them, and it's very difficult to restore them. We actually have to take special Sharpie pens and go over all the names individually to make them come back to life. Now, Sharon Taylor, who is on the committee, she did it all herself the last time, and I volunteered this time, and it is an arduous task, and it's very detailed. You only can do it a couple hours at a time, along with my daughter, and we also had an individual who donates her time to help us. I'd like to say thank you to Caroline Braves. And that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. O'Brien. Are there any additional items? Hearing none,
Move we
motion
adjourn.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Good night, everyone.
This year, 1 in 3 older Americans will fall at home, risking a potentially lethal hip fracture. For information on making your home safer, visit orthoinfo.org.